So in last class, we are discussing about the web services, right? We are almost done. So we are supposed to write the response, right? So where is that code? Let me open that code. So this is the one we added right here. Now we have to handle that response. So to handle that response, we need first of all like Postman. What is the response we are getting in a Postman? So as per the Postman request, like what is the response which is coming, so that we can able to handle here that. So that now we will see how to handle that response here. So how we need to handle that response here, we can see that. Just a minute, it is loading the Postman. So once this Postman has loaded, now we can able to see that. Yeah, in Postman. So this is my workspace. So within a workspace, like whatever the API we done last time, that is a register API, right? Registration API. Okay, here, this is the API we done last time. Now we will submit this. So we will see the response here. So based on this response, we will write the code there. So key and status, both we are getting. So based on the status, we will supposed to write. So for that here now, what I'll write here. So first of all, I'm creating one var response one. How to get the response. So where we can get response? So that response we can get from this particular response. So that's the reason I'm writing here that response dot. So body dot. So what is the key and status? So I want to get the status. Right. From there, from the response, whatever it is coming, from there I'm getting the status. Now I'll compare here. If res1 dot equals to this status means here whatever we get here, status failed, right? Status failed equals to fail. So I'll do else I'll write something, right? Else I'll write something here. So in case failed means we should it should stay here and it should show response. Whatever the data is coming from the backend side, like fail means email already exists. This key I want to show. For that here, writing a response equal to, so that response dot, so same response dot body dot, instead of their status, now here we will get the key data. So that is the key. This is the key. Right. Now we will show in a toast because this is a failure case. So directly I'm writing the toast. So the toast dot make text this at the rate main activity. So here, whatever the response it is coming on a toast. So that I am showing here now. Whatever the response it is coming on a toast that I am showing here. So that is here is1, comma, toast dot length long. Finally, it is the dot show. That means in case if it is a failure, directly it will show. So for this now, I want to execute in the next line, right? So in the next line, here I want to write, I copy these two. Because even else also, I'll show the toast as well as we can move on to the login page because the registration has successfully done. So we have to move on to the next page that is here. So here that whatever the toast is coming, that should show dynamically, right? Here for that, now I want to move to the next page where intent equal to, so intent of, so here I'm writing that intent of, so that is the intent where intent of here this at the rate main activity, right? From here I want to go to the login page, colon class dot job, right? Then start activity of intent. So start activity of intent means once it is success, we have to move to that page, right? For that here now we have to create here one new activity. So here I'm creating one new activity. So that is the activity. So empty this activity. Here I'm creating that login activity, right? I'm creating this login. Then here I supposed to give like means whenever the web services program we are dealing here, we have to do two things in manifest file. One is you have to give the users internet permission because without internet, this program cannot be executed. That's the reason here we need to give that internet permission. Then here now we supposed to give that text clear prop. This is the one. True. So these two lines we have. So it is whenever that text clear traffic true, and this text clear traffic true means it cannot save the cache data. So it cannot save the cache data. Always it can be normal. It can be execute. Otherwise it can save the cache data. So that is the main thing here. Right. So once this activity has created here, now we will see that. Next step we will see here. Once this is done, we can run this program and we'll see this output now. Just it is taking a little bit time. Once it is done, we will run this. So still that second activity, that is the login activity is building. See, once this is step is done, right? Similar way, in the same program, we will integrate that login page. So almost it is copy paste of this code, but so that what happened once again, this program will be practices for us. Right now this is done. So first of all, I'm running this. First, we will check registration is working or not. So based on registration, if registration will work, then we can start with the login. It's taking a little bit time to run this because lot of dependencies added, right? Like in last class, we added three dependencies and one data binding. So total 4 we added. Also, we added the second activity and lot of dependency code we had it, right? That's the reason it will take little bit time to run this. So it is launching. We will see that. We can go next. So this is the page. It is a registration. So now here I'm registering here. So with my name and I'm giving something random mail ID because there is no validation here because this I have created this API only for testing purpose. So that's the reason there is no proper validation here. It says that success and it move on to the next page. Like here I'm back. Again, I'm clicking on the register. Now it is failed. So it is failed. Means it is not working. Right. So it is executing the both cases, right? So now the both cases are working here. Like one is the success case and failure case, both are working. So for this now, what we will do here, we have created a login page, right? For the login page, we have to work on that now. So for the login page, so whatever that code here it is, like that we will use. So first of all, what is there in a login API, we will see here. In this, the login API, this is the login API. So in a login API, now here we have username and password, both, only 2 fields. So that's the reason what I'll do here is from the main activity, just I'll copy this entire thing and I'll go back to this login page. So within this login page, paste entire thing here. So this registration, so whatever here registration, I change that as a login. And this also I change as a login. Then I go back. This is the password. So let the password. So here instead of register password, I change as the login password. Then this is the mail ID, right? So instead of register mail ID, here I change as the login email, right? So this about actually is not required. I'm removing that because here only 2 fields are required, right? So those 2 fields I'm keeping and removing and editing here. Just once it is deleted, now the UI is ready. Right here, see this login UI is ready. So on top register here, instead of register here, it's login here. Now, so this is also not required. Right. So here it is. Email and password. Done. Now, so from this main activity, so login activity, we have to like in the main activity also, whatever it is, we can copy entire thing, no worry, because just will modify whatever we want here. So this entire thing can copy and paste here. So we will modify few things here. So this is already the package name here. Right here, this is the instead of main activity is the login activity, right? So here the binding will be changed here. So now what I'll do here, activity activity, login, binding. So activity login binding. Here, one thing you have to manage here. So here it is navigating to this page. Here you can change as the login. So then this binding will be generated here, login binding. So we have to import this binding. Done. So here the button. The button name will change as a login, right? So next, first one, username is not required. So we'll remove this. So instead of this register mail ID, here it is the login email. So this is the login password. Done. So this is done. Then here only two things, email and password, but keys. So for the email, it is the username. So it is expecting your username, and for this, it is the password, right? So the password is down here. And base URL is also same, like next URL will change. So base URL is same. Next, we move on to the interface. So in interface also this same. Here in interface, I supposed to create one more function. So that is here. Here instead of register raw, here it is the URL I changed, that is login raw. So login. Then here instead of create user, I'll change that as a login user. Right, login user. I have modified that as a login user. Right. Here also instead of register response, here we can change as a login response. Now with this login response from here, you're supposed to create one new Java class, because we have to generate the post, right? So we have to go back here. So successfully send this request. Once you send request, here we got an success response, right? You can copy that success response. So from the success response, so now copy this response here. Copy this, go back to here. So that is JSON to photo. Here now you can add this JSON to JSON. Then click on preview. So this is the class we generated. Copy this. And here you can paste here. So once you have pasted here, then how to remove this all, even this example class also, because the class we have already generated, just we can import this. So both serialize and expose, then convert this Control A, Control Shift Alt K, it is converting into. Right. Yes, it is done. Now go back to this login page. Here, so sample interface it is done. Here this response will change, so that we have to change as a login. Right, then here this is not a create user, this is the login user. Right, this is the login user. Then here this callback URLs will change here. So login user. Right. So login response, login response, login response. Here it is the login. Here also it is login. Here also it is login. And if you scroll down, here it is login. Here login response. Done. Everything is clear now. So, but here instead of login page, I want to go to menu page, next page. So with this name here, we supposed to, it means once program is ready, then from there we can quickly we can copy paste and we can create multiple things here. See, one program is ready within a minutes we done the second act. Means first once one project is ready with you, so from second project onwards you can quickly can run this, because any new changes will come. That time only it will be little bit different, but normal case it should be very simple. We can right, it is done. So this menu page is only showing here error, but once it is done we can run this and we'll see this output as well. Right, it is done. Now I'm running, we will see this output. Yeah, it's launching. We will see. So now what we will do is we will register with new mail ID and we'll sign into that and we'll see the next step here. See, now I have to register here with some mail. First username I'll write, I'll register with your name because I have many. So in email, I'll write @saga@gmail.com. And here I'll write 1, 2, 3, 4 as the password. Right. I'm registering. So it is crashed. So what is the issue now? Once I click on that, it is crashed. So whenever it is crashed, here you can go to Lakia. So here search with fatal exception. So unable to class class bind cannot be cast. So there is a second activity, the binding issue. So activity login. Okay, here this we have to change as a login. It is registered, that's why it is showing that. Now it will work. Now here, So now I'm trying with. So now from here, if it is success, it will go to next. Let's see. When the page also came. So means this is working here now. So in this, the next step here now, before registration page, normally login page will come first. From there, if it is a new user, it goes to registration page. And before that, some animation. So that kind of things we will discuss in our next class. So animation, and that we can say as a splash screen. So that splash screen and all we will see.